Right, so it's another sunny day at the garage and I've been fitting headlights. What I did was I drilled them out in holes, mounted the light in, which was fiddly as hell. This one's sitting right, but this one's actually sitting a little bit back, and you can see it's a little bit bent back. So I'm going to put a bit of fibre fill on that just to build it up, and it'll push the top of the headlight out. And I also need to clean out these edges because they're catching on the light, which means I'm struggling to kind of line them up. But I think if I get that cleared, it's just a little bit of a lip. If I get that cleared, then I'll be able to get them sitting right, move that forward, and then once I've done that, I'm going to put it back on the car, position the lights so that they don't look like they're pointing in the air, just kind of eyeball it as close as I can, fix them in place, tape them in place, and then I can flip it back over and do the brackets. But I can't work out what angle that they need to be at when it's upside down, so, and not on the car. So that's what I'm doing, just making some adjustments, put the lights back in, and then we'll be able to work out where the next bit needs to go. Right, that's me for the day. Show you what I've been doing. A little bit of filling on there. There was a blister and on there. Got my brackets on. All 3 bolts are in. Just a little bit of tidying up to do, and then I'll paint it black. Just a little bit of shaping and trimming to do, and obviously I'll tidy up all the edges on these and make them look a lot better than what they do. So that's the bonnet. And then on the back I've just loads of little bits of filler just to get these pinholes, and I've done that before I even started rubbing the primer, because the dust from the primer will fill in the holes and then I won't be able to see them, and I'll be back to square one. Can you see that there? Can you see there's like sort of lines in it running down the way? That's because it's not been rolled as it was sanded. So, look, I've missed some pinholes. That's a fly. So I need to just tidy up that edge as well. So I'll probably do that before I guide coat it as well. I won't go around the other side, but same crack on the other side, just loads of little pinholes. I rubbed the front of this back quite a way because I wasn't quite happy with the shape of it. So that's why I've rubbed into the fiberglass quite a lot on there. So there's a lot of pinholes on there. So, yeah. Progress, it's all progress. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, rub my filler, mess on with my bonnet a bit, and 2 weeks to get the car ready for a show. So it doesn't have to be on the road, it won't be on the road. It needs to be a hell of a lot closer than it is. I've got the vents to fit, which are all cut, and a biggie, I've got the rear window to fit. But I can't fit the rear window until the rear clam's painted. So I'm still not too certain how I'm going to do that yet. Really want to try and avoid having to put bolts around it, which seems to be what everybody else does. I'd like to bond it if I can get away with it. To bond it, I'm going to have to heat it up and get it so it's flexible, so it actually fits a bit better, because it really doesn't fit too good mainly at these bottom corners. So I'll have to have a mess on with that, but I can't do now until it's painted. So, well, I suppose I could shape it up actually, but I need to buy a halogen lamp. No, one of them infrared lamps, just to get it heated up. I had a load of dust again, but I haven't messed up the garage. It's just all localised. So yeah, back tomorrow. So, great news. Absolutely buzzing. Jonathan's garage in the background. Look, we've got Uncle John carrying some chairs of her, because we've got the keys to the new unit. Now it's not ready, but he knows I'm desperate to get in. He's given us the keys and I can start putting stuff of her, get out of the way of Jonathan. So finally I get to show you the inside of the new bat cave. There's all sorts of cool little bits about it. There's a load of stuff outside still that was chucked out of it. But here we go. So, do you like the floor? So this was the old canteen. Obviously we're on a World War II Air Force base. It does actually look like a dishwasher, doesn't it? I don't know, we'll have a deek. I don't know how to open a dishwasher. There we go. Ah, it's a dishwasher. I wonder if we can put thinners in it and use it for washing out all the rollers and stuff. We'll have it as a gun wash. This is like the front garden. There's a gate over there which will be opened. At the minute there's another gate over there which is open, and that's the access, but it's a different entrance to the site, so we're going to lock that one and open that one. See that tree stump there? I'm going to get a chainsaw and do some dead tree art. I've always wanted to have a go at that. And he's still got stuff to do. He's been putting like these plastic windows in and that. So you've got a double door there, porch sort of arrangement here. There's little like backyards and stuff. So like I say, they're still doing work on it. And the roof cool, like the arched roof. It's about 86-year-old, the building. So you've got the serving hatches here, because this was the kitchen. So what I'm going to do, I think there's an old sink there and everything. So this was the old kitchen, and then that's where we came in there. So this area here is going to be spray booth. Block all that off, booth it up. In this bit, we'll have, this is where the fiberglassing will be done, and like actually making the kit. And then the parts, especially the clamp, will be passed through the hatches and put on the cars. So little storerooms, toilet, another storeroom, and you got these two rooms here. He's got all the metal meshes to put up on the windows again. It's just, like I say, he's just been doing all that. But I've been pestering him to get in because I'm doing Jonathan's head in harness, so there's another entrance door there. Now obviously, it's quite scabby as far as the walls and that are concerned, but we'll be painting it all out over a period of time and you'll get to see all that. I'm gonna do some smart work on the walls as well, get the aerosols out and put a little mural on the wall somewhere. But the idea is to bring cars in at this end, MR2s obviously, strip all the panels off them here. I'm going to put a scissor lift on there so we can get them up in the air if we're doing any suspension or anything. And then once that's done, start rolling them up this way, pass the kit through there, fit the kit on, all the brackets and everything, start doing the bodywork where Uncle John is, and then round the corner into the spray booth if they're having to be painted. I'm probably going to park the Datsun up in this corner here, or I'm not too sure, but I want to do a little like living room area. So, couch and that, because Megan says I'll probably be living here anyway, so I better get a sleeping bag. If I can get like a little living room area set up over there and a car parked in here, then it kind of looks like I've got a car in my living room, but it's the opposite way around. I've got a living room in my garage. But yeah, really good natural light. I'll be putting blinds up and shit, and obviously there's mesh on the thing, but just so people aren't nosing about. But you're going to see what's inside the bloody place anyway, you know what I mean? So it's not as if I'm going to, because I'll be doing a lot of filming in here. So he's putting a new door on both ends. He's putting like a electric door on both ends. That's a compressor that I bought a little while ago. I dumped that in here. It's decent size. I mean, like, just scale wise, you could have two cars parked side by side there, no bother, and get around them, Not that I'm just kind of try and keep it a straight run, but there might be cars stored to one side at some point so you can still get up it. But it's a decent size. I said to Megan, we were talking about like garages on houses and stuff like that, and I said, I really need a garage that takes at least 10 cars. And she says, what the hell do you want that for? And I says, well, that's the sort of size of garage that I need for the stuff that I want to do, whether it was at home or a proper workshop. So how many cars do you think you could get in here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. If you were parking cars up in here, you could park 14 cars in it and still be able to get around them. So I don't even know what door I'm going to use as the entrance. It's got like weird little porch there. The lighting is all like energy saver bulbs, so I'm really going to have to do something about that. That's sort of like the front door, but it's probably not the door that I would be using to come in. It's got these vents up here, but there's no chimney for them or anything, so I think it's just like venting into the roof space. Yeah, we're going to put like extraction in this room, so sucking in from there, well, like an inlet through there, because we'll need to clear the fumes out for the fiberglassing. So a vent in there and then sucking out there, which essentially will go into the spray booth area, and then the booth will be extracted. I'm going to make it like a floor extraction, but it'll extract through a hole in the wall there. So we'll be able to pull air through the booth out of here, so that'll keep this place well ventilated. Absolutely buzzing. It's been about 8 months now that I've been waiting on this place that we spoke about getting it. That's the new workshop. When are we moving in? I don't know, as soon as possible. But there's a lot to do. It's got no 3-phase, so the compressor's 3-phase, might have to convert it back to 2-phase or get an inverter. So we would need air around here at least, and yeah, but I can start having a clear out, getting a bit more space in Jonathan's and that. But I really want to finish that car at Jonathan's, you know. So maybe after the weekend, the show in 3 weekends time. It's 3 weeks, not 2 weeks. I'd be saying it was 3 weeks. This video is probably going to go out after that anyway, so at the minute I'm like about 3 videos ahead of what you're seeing on YouTube. So but I want to get caught up with that, because I want you to be able to see the car when it's happening, not like in the past sort of thing. So yeah, that's the place, man. It's gonna take a few litres of paint to paint it and tidy it up, and I'll just have to do it bit by bit, but you're gonna get to see the evolution of the building as well, and the new business starting, you know, whatever, you know, that ever's gonna be. We've got a customer coming up next week to put down a deposit on the first customer car. Things are starting to roll. Tatty's definitely gonna be kept busy. So we've got all my bits and pieces, of which have accumulated quite a bit now at Jonathan's to get over here and stuff, but as much as possible I'm going to finish off the car over at Jonathan's before we attempt to move in. Essentially, as long as I'm not getting in Pete's way on the work that he's still needing to do, there's still like a leak on the roof in one of the areas, and like I say, he's putting new doors on both ends. He's got the metal grids to put back on, and he's actually doing all of these windows as well. So these are still the original, I guess the iron frame windows. So those are all coming out, and PVC windows going in. So it'll be quite toasty warm as well. It should be pretty easy to keep warm. So that's a good thing. The heat just doesn't escape all to the top. So yeah, anyway, that's it. I've waffled on and paced up and down. So I've got like 2 gardens, of which is essentially, I mean, I'd be able to have a like cushy little barbecue, in this little area here. I've got a hedge. Really looking forward to it. I could see me spending a hell of a lot of time out here. Probably too much time. John? I can see John spending quite a bit of time here as well.
That's just sand and cement, right?
They've got damp going on in there, like that's where.
Because they're putting any waterproof in.
No. There's a pipe. There's a drain comes from the ceiling, and apparently it's internally set in the wall, and the down pipe's leaking, so it's weeping through and
My house is a bit puddly, I don't know why they rendered it. That's
The thought they'd fixed it, but then realised it was still leaking again. But that room there, that we need that dry because that's where I'll be storing like fiberglass and resin and stuff like that. So
that one's chipped up.
No, maybe
This must be duct for something.
The whole site had heating, but it all came from one building. So this is underground piping, but the whole site was all running off the same boiler, off one massive boiler. I think it was that, you know, like the bit over there, where the circle is.
Aye, that's a pumping station.
Oh, is that a pumping station?
Jonathan took it in, so I see someone's opened the door again.
Aye.
It's got all the motors and stuff.
Yeah, but would that be not maybe pumping the hot water that come from the main boiler?
I reckon it was.
Oh, right, maybe, aye. Ah, it's massive, aye, yeah. But anyway, though, so it was all like open, you know, so you could just lift the lid off all the piping.
Yeah.
So, but that's what it was anyway. It's just easy access to the heating system that it once had 8 decades ago. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, anyway, that's enough ratching about here.